going to talk Sharks, and we're going to talk about the season. I guess the week. I guess is what happened this past week. So when we look at it, the week that was, so you get the win versus Anaheim 4-3 on Wednesday. That was the game that was left over for win of the week. I let you guys pick first, and you left me with Anaheim. That was the best team on the schedule. And so I was like, fine, I'll take Anaheim. That's cool. And what a game that was. They get the 4-3 win. They score twice in the last 90 seconds to get that win, including the game winner with like 30 seconds left. So that was huge. You get the 4-1 win versus Toronto on Thursday. So you get the wins on back-to-back nights. Sam, you doubled up on that one. And then unfortunately, there just wasn't enough wins to go around. Tyler lost his his pick for win of the week on against Nashville, a game that he was at, unfortunately. So, ouch. Population you, my brother. So 2-1, 4 out of 6 possible points in the standings. I didn't update the standings there, but I updated it on my personal sheet over here. So I'm just going to read it off of the personal sheet. I didn't update it on our thing. So in the standings, heading into action today, the Sharks have 79 points. They're currently 2 points out of a playoff spot. The Predators hold the last wild card spot at 81 points. The Sharks are at 79. So that loss really fucking hurt. That would be the Sharks spot right now. The Kings also have 81 points as well. If the Sharks had won and the Predators had lost, that would it would be a flip because the Sharks would be ahead of the Kings as well, because the Sharks have played one fewer game than the Kings at this point. So they would have the advantage on points percentage is what it is right now, because they've played one fewer game. And then after that, it's like regulation wins, I believe. And then it goes to goal differential and a bunch of other ones. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly how it breaks down, but this coming week, the teams that are in the hunt still, Seattle Kraken have fallen back a little bit. They're the team that's furthest out now. They've kind of fallen on harder times recently. They've lost their last 4 games. Okay, so they've over the last week they've kind of really started to fall back. They're 6 points out of that playoff spot. They're at 75 points. So they're kind of, if they basically are in win out territory at this point, is where the Seattle Kraken are. So this might be the last week we talk about them. But if they don't have a good week this coming week, we can stop talking about them. The Winnipeg Jets, they're at 78 points. The St. Louis Blues, they're at 78 points as well. Both of them have played 76 games. Everybody's played 76 games except for the Sharks, who have played 75, by the way. Also, Seattle's only played 75 as well, but as I said, they're falling back a bit. So upcoming schedule. Let's see, the Sharks this week. They're playing the Chicago Blackhawks. That game is tonight. That actually the puck drops in about 25-ish minutes from now, maybe about a half an hour. That's here in San Jose. Wednesday, they get the Edmonton Oilers. Then they go down to Anaheim on Thursday to play the Ducks. And then on Saturday, you host the Canucks back up here in San Jose. So that's an interesting schedule lineup right there. You have the tough game on the road at Anaheim, and then the Oilers. If you look at the standings, Anaheim is the Oilers and the Ducks. They are basically they are tied in points for first for the Pacific lead, for the division lead. So depending on what happens in the games leading up to that, you could be playing the first place team in the Pacific to get 2 games in a row, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of rough. But if you beat Edmonton, then you get then you've done the Ducks a favor, and then you beat the Ducks, then you've done Edmonton a favor. So let's just help them both out,
Right.
you know, just kind of just really help yourself out by helping them both out, and just beat them both, and that way it's just kind of evens the playing field. You don't want to show favoritism to anybody, just kind of you know keep them both even right there. Just don't play favorites, I guess, is where I'm at, with them. So that's my take on that. Do you have a win of the week?
I'm going tonight, man. I think after coming off that ugly loss of against Nashville Predators,
Yeah,
you got to bounce back. You got to get a win, and it's a home game. So I
yeah.
think the Sharks take
Mhm.
a bite out of the Blackhawks, and
All right. I'm gonna offer you the multiplier option. Are you gonna take the multiplier
so
again?
what's the scores and standings right now?
Okay, so the scores and standings, I'm at 13, you're at 10. Tyler, he lost a point on the multiplier because he lost. So he's at 7 now. He was at 8, he's now at 7. But you were at 8, now you're at 10.
Okay,
So you doubled your points. You doubled your win. Yeah, you got 2 points for the win. You
I think
basically
they're going to
bet an
win
extra point.
tonight. I am extremely confident, so I'll take the double.
You'll take the double. I am not going to. I'm not taking any multipliers or anything, because I'm in the lead. You're chasing me. So, and I'm gonna give. Tyler's out of it now. He's not taking any multipliers. We asked him. He's taking the Vancouver game on Saturday. I'm actually going to. I'm going to actually also take the Vancouver game. Uh, so so yeah, so that's my pick. I'm on the Vancouver game as well. So if looking at the schedule, hopefully, they just sweep all 4 of them, then we don't have to worry about this. And it's all fine and dandy. But we talked about this last week. Uh the Sharks basically, to have a fairly good shot at making the playoffs, we looked at it, and it needs to be about 90 points is what we figured.
Yep.
They got 4 out of 6 this last week. So that got them to 79. So we need 11 points in these final 7 games. Okay. So 11 out of 14 is what we need. We can only drop about 3 points. If we drop more than 3 points, so that's 2 losses. If we get 2 more losses, then it gets a little dicey. If we have 3 losses, then it gets really, really bad. If we have 2 losses, but one of those losses is in overtime, still fine. Okay. Um, but then it gets really weird. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at right now. I'd honestly prefer not to have any more losses, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see. You already burned one of those losses against Nashville. Nashville, just for whatever reason, has kind of had the Sharks number this year. They had that horrible loss earlier this year too. It was just an absolute beatdown. I think it was like 5-1 or something like that. I don't even remember what it was. It was bad. So yeah, this is just hopefully they figure it out, because you got one more Nashville game in Nashville next Monday. Uh, so
And
yeah, this season,
that feels almost like must win if
yeah,
you're
that's you gotta win that one. That one
yeah,
is like, especially because they're ahead of you right now. So
right.
you gotta win. Gotta win them all, especially teams that are around you. Um, if you drop one of the 2 games versus Edmonton and at Anaheim, I think that's the one where it's like, okay, I can live with that. Like I can,
I mean, those are like
you
the
know,
only 2 losses you could live with.
yeah,
Like,
exactly,
if you
and
lose to against Edmonton and Anaheim,
mhm.
you kinda have to win out.
Yeah, exactly. And you hope that one of those, at least one of them, if not both of them go to overtime, you know?
Right.
So, because then at least you get a loser's point out of
Right.
it. And if both of them go to overtime, hell, it's like you split the series anyway. Because then
Right.
then it's like you got to win out of one of
Right.
them anyway. So,
Right.
so there you go. And hell, if you lose 3 games, if all 3 of them go to overtime, then doesn't matter then at that point anyway. It's fine, totally fine. But yeah, okay, so that's kind of where the Sharks are at. There was some cool stats that came out over the the last basically while we were watching the Sharks over the past week. So most games in a season with 3+ points by a teenager. Um, this is obviously a Macklin Celebrini stat. So in this season, Macklin Celebrini as a teenager, he has 17 games, and this happened in the Anaheim game. 17 games with 3 or more points. So that's goals and or assists. Uh, he had 4 points in that game. That was his 17th game in the season. Wayne Gretzky had 19 games in 1979, 1980, and then Sid Crosby had 15 games. So Macklin Celebrini, if he gets 3 or more points in 3 more of these games, in these final games, like if he goes nuclear 3 more times, he actually moves ahead of Wayne Gretzky on one of these teenager lists.
Wow.
So that's kind of wild. This is the kind of shit we're talking about now at this point. Like, I mean, he's like, in the conversation with Wayne and with, Sid on a
Well,
lot
it
of
looks
these
like I'm
teenager
looking at the
lists.
list now. It looks like when it's all done for this season, he's going to move into third
Yeah.
all time because he's 106 points and Jimmy Carson's 107. So he needs, 2 points to move past him. And I think that'll happen.
Yeah.
That could happen tonight, Vince.
Yeah, it could. It could. So earlier, the Anaheim
Wayne
game.
Wayne is, I think, unreachable.
Yeah, Wayne's a little unreachable. Definitely. Yeah, if he's a little further out there. He's you basically got to score a touchdown every game to catch him at this point.
Right.
Um. So the Anaheim game, that Anaheim win. Per Sport Radar, the San Jose Sharks were the first team in NHL history to win 3 consecutive games on game-winning goals scored within the last 90 seconds of regulation. So 3 straight wins starting on March 28th against like to finish off that brutal road trip. And then they come home against I can't remember who they played on that but then they get the Anaheim game. So that was 3 games in a row where they get that game winning goal in 90 seconds, like in the final 90 seconds of the game. So that was a fun stat, fun facts, I guess. Let's see, there was another couple of them. Bring up my fun facts. Where were we? Let's see. For the Sharks, Macklin Celebrini, he's the second 40-40 player in Sharks history. That's 40 goals and 40 assists in the same season. Owen Nolan was the first player to do it, and that was in the 1999-2000 season. So, first player since Owen Nolan to go 40-40. Love that. Let's see. Let's see. Oh God, I'm not gonna read that. That's a whole ass mouthful. They do weird ass stats on TV, but yeah, the 40-40 was what I really took the picture for. I do have a Colin Graff stat.
Okay.
So this is kind of a cool list. All right. So, Colin Graff has 20 goals this season. Okay. He got when he got his 20th goal this season, he that got him $250,000 bonus on his entry level contract. So that 20th goal got him an extra 250K. Pay that kid. Love that for him. Okay, so that was great. Also for most goals in a single season in Sharks history by undrafted players, That 20th goal moved him up to number 4 all time. Okay, in a single season in Sharks history. So Kelly Kissio in the 1992-93 season, that was still playing in the Cow Palace era. He had 26. Todd Elick in the 93-94. That was the first year in the tank. The following season, he had 25. Joel Ward in the Stanley Cup final run in 2015-2016, he had 21. And then Colin Graff this season has 20. So Dan Boyle rounds out the top 5 in the 08-09 season. That was the President's Trophy year. So with 16. So Colin Graff moved up into the top 4 of single season goals by undrafted players. So good on you, fella. Love that for you, you know. So yeah, that's fun for him. I
Yeah, and he's like
appreciate
so
that. That
Colin
was
Graff has just like improved so
yeah,
much over the
yeah,
past
yeah.
season.
He's the number 2 goal scorer on the
Right.
team. That's just not what I would have expected going into the season. So so
Not
so
at all.
that's that is not what I would have bet money on heading into it. That's for sure. Okay, so I think that kind of is that's what I think that's what I have. I think that's all the notes I have on the Sharks. I think we can call it on the Sharks.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. Just I hope I bet Macklin Celebrini probably finishes. They're going to announce finalists for the Hart Trophy. Only 3 players can be finalists for any trophy awards or whatever. And right now there's 4 players that could be finalists. You have Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, Nikita Kucherov, and
Yeah.
Macklin Celebrini. All 4 of them are very deserving, and one of those poor bastards is going to be left off of it. And I hope it's not Macklin Celebrini, because in a just world, the Sharks aren't anywhere near the playoffs if it's not for him.
No,
And when you're talking
they're
about
competing for the number
value,
1 pick. They're competing for the number
when you're
1
talking
pick.
about value, most
Yeah.
valuable,
Yeah.
and doing what he's doing. But we'll see. We'll see what the voters think once the season ends.
Real quick,
And that yeah,
I just want to say this before we move on from hockey, because we've been terrible at this in our previous podcasting. Is if you like Sharks content, don't forget to like and subscribe our Sharks videos. So if you
please.
want to talk more and listen more to more Shark stuff, please go ahead and do that.